Hey, what's up, folks? How's it going? This is Abhijit here, and welcome to Devops Challenge Hub. So let's start with today's interview question. Let me share my screen. Okay. And today's interview question is about how do you provision and configure a basic RDS instance? So before I go to the question, we'll have a short answer, also the long answer. Before that, I will go to AWS console so that you get an understanding. So how do we configure or set it up? We just go to AWS console. Or an RDS and click on create database, and we get this screen, create database screen, right? And here we select the database creation method, standard create. You set all the configuration options, easy create, use recommended best practices configuration. Then we select the engine like PostgreSQL, MariaDB, or MySQL, Aurora, etc. And then after that, there are some filters, available version. Then we can select the template, production template or dev test. So production means there should be backup, availability zone, etc. So based on the template, it will create high availability setup. Or dev test means it's an instance intended for development outside the production environment. So it will be less costly and this will be more expensive, right? If I select production, it will be expensive. And then credential settings, master username is Postgres. You can change the username, and then credential management, who will be managing the credential. You can do self-manage or manage in AWS Secrets Manager. This will be most secure method. AWS Secrets Manager, or you can do self-manage. You can put the password here, master password, etc., confirm password, or you can manage in AWS Secret Manager. Then cluster configuration, there are different types of storage options. Aurora IO optimized. This is like a high performance, and most of the use cases standard is fine. It's a price and performance balance. Here, performance is more, so price will be also more. And then we have serverless, memory optimized classes, bustable classes, including T classes, and optimized RDS classes. And based on that, you can select the instance types. This we have discussed in the previous video. Instance class, basically a combination of CPU and memory, 16 GB RAM and 2 CPU. Network is up to 10 Gbps. Then we have 96 CPU, 768 GB RAM. Okay. Then we have the connectivity. Don't connect to an EC2 compute instance. Don't set up a connection to a computer resource for this database. You can manually set up a connection to a computing resource. So choose whether to set up the connection to compute resource for this database. Setting up connection with automatically change connectivity settings so that compute resource can connect to this database. So that you can decide whether you will want access from outside or not from EC2 instance. So based on that, some security group will be opened or public, private, subnet, etc. Subnet group also can choose. Then you can choose existing subnet firewall, if it's a security group, or you can create a new one. Then you can mention whether it's a public access required or not. Then RDS will assign public IP. Then you will be able to access public from outside internet resource outside of the VPC, can connect directly using this public IP. Otherwise, no. This is for security purpose. It won't get any public IP address. So if you are inside VPC, then only you will be able to connect. So to connect to the database, you have to get inside the VPC and then connect. But for testing purpose, if you are just learning, then you may select this public access from your laptop. You may want to connect directly, right? Maybe for testing purpose, I want to select this. And then credential authority certificates, addition configuration, read replica, tag, monitoring. You can set up database in such advanced. This will be costly. Returns 15 months of data. Database standard, it's 7 days of data just. There's 15 months of data. So all these details, OS matrix regularly, 60 seconds, log export. You can export the logs into some, all these log files you can export to CloudWatch, right? You can tag it, cluster group you can create, a backup you can set up 7 days backup, and how many days backup you can choose. Okay, finally it shows the cost $52,000. So it's pretty expensive. Maybe I have chosen production. Uh, production. Okay, somewhere I have, yeah, dev test. If it is a dev test, it will be cheaper option. Okay, and then you click create instance, and you will get the endpoint, and you install MySQL on your Unix box, Linux box, or you can have MySQL client, and using that client you can connect. So now let's go to the answer. So how do you provision and configure a basic RDS instance? Short answer will be to provision RDS, I will go to console, choose DB engine, right? Instance class DB engine you have seen. There are different kind of engine, SQL, Postgres, MariaDB, right? Instance class, uh, different kind of instance classes of the memory optimized, bus table, etc. Storage IO optimized and standard. And then you have to set credentials, configure networking, security group, and then launch. And there are so many other options also. There are backup monitoring, etc. So I will set up all of them, then I will launch and then connect using database endpoint. For production, I will also enable backup encryption and multi-availability zones. This I will be doing for production. High availability is required there. Encryption, backups, all these things I will set them. So this is the short answer. So for example, I need to set up MySQL DB for a small app. I will pick up MySQL and a free tier DB3 micro, 20 GB GP3 storage. Enable backup for 7 days is good enough. Open port 330 for my app security settings. And once created, my app can connect the endpoint in its config to connect. And detailed answer will be go to console, create database, DB instance, set credential, whatever I've shown you from the console, configure storage, set connectivity, VPN subnet, publicly accessible yes if you want to connect from your laptop. Not recommended for production definitely. Additional config, connect. The endpoint is the endpoint, Amazon.com, and use DB client or MySQL minus -8 endpoint. This is the endpoint, and this is the internet and password. It's last word password. And you type the password and you connect. Now let's go to the quiz section, and you can pause the video, try to answer. What is the first step to create a new RDS instance in AWS? First step will be launch is to now go RDS console, create database. Right? Answer will be to start from AWS RDS console, create database to begin provisioning. So you don't need to launch EC2 instance. Which of the following is the valid DB engine option? We can select during RDS creation. Mongo, Cassandra, no. Dynamo also not. MySQL. MySQL is the RDS supports MySQL, Postgres, MariaDB, Oracle server, Aurora, etc. You can pause and answer. Try to answer. When setting up connectivity, which port should be open for MySQL RDS? 3306. MySQL uses port number 3306. Postgres uses 5432. Oracle 1521. SQL Server 1433. So these are the standard port which you have to open. Which feature should you enable to ensure automatic failover in case of primary RDS instance fails? Automatic failover, if primary fails, then multi-availability zone deployment. If this side is down, so it will go to the another deployment in another availability zone. Maintain standby replica in another availability zone for automatic failover. There will be standby replica. So that's it for today. Hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also follow my LinkedIn page, Devops Challenger. I post quiz contest daily. And you can also subscribe to my WhatsApp community. You will find the link down below in this YouTube channel. And I post daily job updates, career tips, etc. And you can subscribe to them. Thank you for watching this video. See you again in the next video.